Good morning and welcome to an end of term perspectives. This is number 52 and here we are at the end of term and I've got Mrs. Isold here from the Infant and Junior School. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's your first perspectives, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So we're going to start today by talking a little bit about the Infant and Junior School diploma. Unfortunately, Mr. Wintle's not very well today. Mrs. McCrell's not here, so Mrs. Isold's been holding the fort in the Infant and Junior School.
Been a busy morning already?
Yeah, good. Well,
exciting.
Yeah, it's a nice way to be, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. So Mrs. Isold's going to talk us through some of the slides about the Infant and Junior School diploma, because I know a lot of you have got some questions about it, what we do, how we do it, what it looks like, and how we will present it on President's Day as well. So, Mrs. Isold, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. So many of you are aware of our learning values and skills down in the Infant and Junior School. We have 5 pairs of those. Press this button here, do I?
Yeah.
There we go. And we like to say that at the end of our fingertips, these are life skills we want the children to be learning and implementing in their everyday and in their lessons and outside of the lessons as well. So we have curiosity and creativity, initiative and independence, collaboration and self-confidence, risk-taking and resilience, and empathy and reflection. And to benchmark these skills, we created the Junior School Diploma. So this is a unique to LVS Ascot Infant and Junior School. Throughout their time from reception all the way through to year 6, they'll be put in positions where they have to show these skills in their classwork, in activities, in their enrichment sessions to earn that diploma at the end of their time in the primary school. The aim is really to build the character and develop these key skills. So we offer lots of opportunities in school during our enrichment programme, and also they can bring things in to show us from home that they've taken part in to work on it outside of school. So the activities and opportunities provided in the enrichment sessions all count towards diploma. It might be taking part in a production, it might be the first time they've been on a stage, it could be doing some team building skills outside in the playground. Some children don't like being outside in the fresh air. They prefer a book in the corner, going into the garden, growing vegetables, digging up and turning over the soil. It could be doing some origami, some mindfulness. Those children are so busy taking time out to reset themselves and reflect on what they've been doing. Something outside of their comfort zone. And all this evidence gets gathered in and recorded in their folder in their classes with their tutors. So they'll have a sheet like this, which is what they've got in their files at school, and they're kept all together, and when they've achieved an activity or they've done something outside of school, the form tutor will see that evidence and award them a little sticker, all children love a sticker, and record what they've done where. So they'll bring it in, they will show the evidence as is needed, they'll enter the details under the correct learning value and skill heading. So in this one, for example, sewing, which as many of you know is quite a tricky skill to master. And then they get a lovely little sticker underneath to say they've achieved that. And what we're looking for over their time in the Infant and Junior School is a range of different ways they've shown these skills in all the 5 different areas. And when we look at the files in the year 6, we're then looking for children that have got that breadth and will be awarded their lovely scroll and their lovely pin badge on Celebration Day. So that is it. Oh, sorry.
That's fantastic.
One too far forward. So we put together a little booklet for you all as well, and this has been printed off for us, and this will be going home with all the children today. Just a bit of information, like I've just said, and also some examples of the type of activities they could be doing at home or in school to show that they are using our learning values and skills.
That's fantastic. And so the year 6 will get their certificates.
Their scroll.
During Celebration Day. That's fantastic. And that's going home today?
Yes.
Okay. And so what's the best part, do you think, of this?
It's really looking at seeing children, they like what they know and they know what they like, and it's seeing the children trying something new for the first time and they're nervous about it. Yeah. They don't always get a choice of the enrichment. They might put down 3 choices and the teachers will say, well, actually, you're really good at team building and working with other people. How about doing this? This is maybe something you've not tried before, and we're pushing them more out of their comfort zone to try a new activity.
And can you give an example of something that the parents might do at home for some of these?
So it could be they've done some, we had a child who wanted to write, look after during COVID, the old people. And she said, my grandma's in old people's home, we can't go and visit them. So this child then went and drew lots of pictures to send to different people in the old people's home who didn't have any visitors, showing empathy and reflection, but also a bit of initiative in there as well, because lots of activities can cover lots of the different values and skills.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So this is going home.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to seeing the Year 6 receive their awards.
Yes. And a lovely little pin badge.
Oh, that's really lovely.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And we're just going on from that because as a whole school, we are looking at learning values and skills. We're looking at characteristics. And one of the things that, you know, we were doing a bit of brainstorming because we were actually having a new prospectus built as well, was how this all comes together because basically, you know, we run by the 4 Cs, and this is something that was highlighted in the Tony Blair Institute of Global Change August 2022 report about how important the 4 Cs are to ensuring that our children have got the skills for the future. And as you can see here, so what we've done is we've put the 4 Cs on the outside, and then on the inner circle there, they're all the words from the learning values and skills, and also for something else a little bit more exciting. Well, not saying that the infant and junior school isn't exciting, but a little initiative that we're going to be talking about as well. And you've got a comment already, Mrs. Izord, from Mrs. Denning saying, lovely to see you, Mrs. Izord, today. It is lovely to see you. And parents, if you have any questions, you know, please put them through at any time on the chat as we go through. This is going to be quite a mammoth session today, so I hope you're ready to take in a lot of information. But you can see all the words that we use, the language that we use, the values that we instill in the children as well, to ensure that they do have those values for the future and those skills for the future. Because, you know, we don't know what the workplace is going to look like, and especially with the development of AI as well. These skills, these human skills, have never been more important. So that's one thing that we're focusing on. So that's this wheel is something that you'll probably see a lot more as we go on. Right, we've got a question for you already before we go on. So it would be great for the school to consider supporting youth organisations like the Army Cadet Force or Combined Cadet Force as well. Were you here before when we used to do it? No, that a long time ago. Gosh, I'm my age now. We actually used to have the Cadet Force here on site. But we lost that contact. So if you have got any contacts for us, then please send through, because it will develop young people with resilience, motivation and life skills as well. It's a really good thing. It could be something that we start up again next year as well. So leading on from that, we are looking at the possibility of becoming a round square school. Now, it's not as simple as us signing up for round square. We have to go through a 2-year candidacy period. That's if we're actually accepted. Now, round square, if you're not sure what it is, it's a theology. No, that's religious, isn't it? It's a theory of education, actually started by Kurt Hahn, who he was the one who founded Gordonston School as well. And it's his theory of education, which is based on 6 pillars of education. And if we can just have that slide back as the full screen, you can see they're very, very similar to what we do at the moment. Now, the round square, they currently have 240 schools internationally, and it's quite a programme to go through. We are submitting our application at the moment, and it's quite an extensive application form. But we feel that we're doing a lot of this already, but we could just do it on an international, more formal scale. So therefore, we're going to hopefully submit our application by the end of today, because we're meeting as a team later on today, just to have a look at what we've written so far. But it's really quite amazing. The opportunities that it will afford us as a school internationally are really quite incredible. So you can see the 6 pillars there, and we'll do a little bit more on that as the time goes on, and we'll let you know if we've actually been accepted to go through this 2-year period. After the 2-year period, then all the schools, the 240 schools that are part of the Round Square, they actually vote to see whether you are able to join as a permanent member as well. But it is very exciting. Lots for us to do. And so it doesn't mean that we are going to be binning any of the work that we're doing at the moment. We continue with our 4 Cs, but we will just be embracing these 6 pillars as well to see how we can have this shared values and sort of development of our diplomas right the way through the school as well. And we've just had another comment that the Ascot cadets are needing a new home, and you have 3 cadets already in year 10. Okay, so Alex Saunders, if you can you email me, c.cunniff@lvs.ascot.sco.uk. I hope you got that. Okay, be really interested in maybe picking this up for the next academic year as well. So that's the round square. Right, moving on. So we've got some really good stuff here on the performing arts. Before we do that, I'm just going to go back one, and I'm going to really put you on the spot, Mrs. Izod, because you're on your own. Right. Can you give us a little bit about what's been going on in the infant and junior school this term?
Well, today only, or just the whole term?
If you can remember, it feels a long way back now.
The whole term. We've had a really, really busy spring term in the infant and junior school. We've had lots of day trips, lots of workshops going on, and also lots of learning, which has been very exciting. Reception in year 1 have done their first day trip. They went out together to the Lookout Discovery Centre and were developing their scientific language and exploring different scientific areas ready for the more structured curriculum as they go into year 2. Year 2 has spent the day as Victorian school child. They now appreciate the teachers a bit better, a bit more now. No canes unfortunately allowed these days, but they were quite in learning about all the different ways schools came about back in the Victorian times. We've had ancient Greek workshop, we've had a Viking workshop, we've had a whole infant and junior school trip to Kidzania as part of National Careers Week, where they got to try out lots and lots of different careers. And we talked about some of these careers may not even have been invented yet, that these children, our 4-year-olds, are going to go into when they're older. So they had a really good hands-on day learning about what they may want to do in the future. We've had a World Book Day, some amazing creativity and costumes, reading more books. There's some children have taken on challenges and made shoeboxes about using a book, and lots of different activities to really push home reading and the importance of it. We've also had a wonderful science day, and we had a lovely demonstration from a guy called Richard, came in, taught science versus magic, lots of different experiments, and the children had to work out were they scientific or were they magic. Some of them they're a bit unsure of, but very hands-on again, and our 5 and 6 went over to the labs and had some wonderful demonstrations from the science staff over there. And we've also been highlighting neurodiversity in our school, and Mrs. Kenner has set up a competition to show our awareness of neurodiversity across all the children, and they were awarded their prizes this morning in assembly. And she talked about how we're all smart in different ways, and no two brains are the same, and we all bring something else to the party, so to speak. So that's kind of like that sort of things. We've also had some charity days. We've had Comic Relief Mufti Day, had some cake sale. PTA organised a fantastic disco, 2 discos, which was really well attended by all our pupils. We've also been doing our end of term assessments last week, our reading, comprehension, some maths and spellings. Reports went live on Wednesday, we had parents' evening last week. So yeah, a very, very busy term.
Oh, wow, you'll be glad for a holiday. I think the children will be as well, don't you?
Very much so.
Yeah.
They are very tired this week.
Yeah, and obviously we've got a lovely summer term to look forward to.
We have. We've got our residentials going back out again.
Where are they going?
So year 3 and 4 are off to Newbarn in Dorset, where the year 3 and 4s went last summer, looking at the history and geography focus, and for the year 3s, just about being away from home for 2 nights and looking at the social aspect of that as well. Our year 5s are off to Gridlington, which I think is down in Chippenham Way, Gridlington Residential Centre, a couple of days, with a real focus on geography and all their mapping skills. And then our year 6s, right at the end of June, just before we break up to end their primary school years, they're off to the PGL for teamwork, collaboration, and just getting on together and just enjoying and celebrating their final primary years.
They're going to have a wonderful time, aren't they?
They are.
And they've also got a ball, haven't they, in the marquee?
They do. They have a ball just after that, actually, the week after. They've got their Leavers Ball, which is always exciting. Yeah. And then our year 5s will start taking up the helm. They're going home this over Easter to think about responsibility for next year and the prefect positions. And they can apply for in the summer term to take over the helm from year 6.
So what's the procedure for applying for a position of responsibility?
So the letter will go home with them. I think it's going out today. Yeah. And they need to write a letter of intent to Mr. Wintle to say, this is what I would like to apply for and why. What skills, what are they going to bring to that role? Yeah. And successful candidates will then be interviewed by Mrs. McCrell and Mr. Wintle in June, and the selected candidates will be announced on Celebration Day.
That's always very exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting. So
Yeah.
I think the deadline for the application is the 9th of June. So they've got the first part of the summer term to write their application letter.
And talking about the year 5, because obviously, as you say, they're at the top of the school then, aren't they, come
They
September?
are.
We actually have an information day on the 4th of July, and I'm going to talk through all the summer events later on, where we're inviting parents in to come into school. We will, as a senior team, give you a presentation on what it looks like in the senior school. You get a nice tour of the school again, and a fabulous lunch in the marquee. So, you know, that would be a lovely day where we can tell you all about the scholarship process as well, because that starts literally as soon as we come back into year 6. So there'll be more of that. I'll talk about it later on, and there'll be more information coming out to you formally by letter. Right, okay, I think we're ready to move on. I want to show you our new promotional video. It's incredible, isn't it? It actually makes me feel quite teary.
Goosebumps.
It is. And the music is incredible. So, fire away. I think that's absolutely superb, isn't
It's
it?
so lovely to see everybody.
It is, and it makes you extremely proud to be LVS Ascot.
Absolutely.
So I've got Miss Clark. Miss Clark's actually in the studio today. You normally zoomed in.
I'm normally zoomed in, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because my office is a bit of a mess.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but anyway, fire away.
So we've had a hugely busy term in performing arts. I only have 3 slides because there was just so much to pack in. But we started the year off fantastically with our Young Singer of the Year and then our Young Actor of the Year competitions, which saw students all the way from year 3 to year 13 taking part and performing. And the confidence from such young students as well. Obviously it takes a lot of confidence for all of our students to take to the stage, particularly performing a solo, which the majority of our singers did, and then our actors as well with some monologues and duologues. But the younger students, it was really admirable to see the confidence from students at such a young age taking part. So we hope to see these competitions grow as we continue with them next year. We had Young Musician and we had our Young Dancer of the Year in the autumn term. So they'll be back again next year, and we hope to see as many, if not more, students taking part in those. Also in January we had our Senior House Performing Arts. We'd seen our juniors take place in the autumn term, and this term was our seniors. And again, it was wonderful to see the collaboration across the year groups. We had students from year 7 to year 13 taking part in each house, and for the first time we'd combined it as one whole Senior House Performing Arts, rather than it being an intermediate group of year 7 to 9 and then a senior group of year 10 to 13. And actually that was wonderful to see all the houses coming together, and there's some really great team efforts. Buchanan did a wonderful piece including a lot of sign language led by JC Irvine, which was great, that different side of community, which was our theme for this year. We had community and unity as the theme, which I think really lend themselves well to LVS Ascot and the themes that we have here within the schools then on the stage for our House Performing Arts. So that was great to see all 6 houses putting a really team effort into performing, and it was wonderful to see that. And again, we hope to see more bigger performances next year. And then you can see behind me our Stars of Tomorrow dance competition. Dance has grown over the last few years here, particularly in the senior school, but also now in the junior school with the introduction of our ISTD exams led by Miss Gurney. And we've invited students to take part in different dance competitions. We hold a few here, our Young Dancer of the Year, and I'll talk shortly about our LVS Performing Arts Festival as well. But this was an external competition held in Claygate in Surrey, run by external organisers, and we went off with a good group of students, and you can see lots of pictures. I think I've managed to squeeze everybody in. We had our junior elite group there in the corner and our intermediate elite group there, and some solos and duet performances. And as you can see from the pictures, so many medals and trophies won across the entire 3 days that we were there for at the end of half term. So a huge thank you to everyone who took part in that. It was great to see the team spirit. Again, I've talked already about that, but the kind of camaraderie that we see amongst the students supporting each other is just wonderful. And everyone was there, parents were there to watch. And so thank you for everyone who took part in that, and what a great start to our sort of dance competition journey. And then we moved swiftly straight after half term into our production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I think one of the kind of most ambitious productions we've done for some time here, with a flying car that did struggle to get into the theatre, but we made it work and we got there. And as I think you can see from the picture, which doesn't actually do it as much justice as if you'd have seen it on stage, but it was a big wow factor. And we had 2 casts, 2 brilliant teams, each did 2 public performances each. Both absolutely fantastic, very different in their own ways, but so brilliant, all of them. And it was really a privilege to watch them each night, because so many people said to me it was like watching a West End performance, and it really was. The professionalism of the cast, the support they gave each other. And it's not just those on stage as well. We had a huge backstage crew of students from year 7 to 13 really helping out and really all pulling together, and it was a really huge team effort. And I think that's what I've enjoyed seeing most this term, is that kind of team support and the camaraderie amongst everybody. But they produced a fantastic end product that you can see some of the pictures there from. And don't worry, I will share all of the pictures with everybody, because they are great and they show off the production in such a brilliant way. And then we've had a few things in the last couple of weeks. We've been off to Lift Off with our junior elite group. That's a dance platform held at South Hill Park. So our junior elite group performed their dance Jai Ho there, and got an outstanding ovation there with their performance. So well done to them, and more opportunities coming like that in the future. That was quite a last minute one. They had a space and they invited us to take part at the last minute. But that was great, because they got another opportunity to perform their dance that they've been working really hard on. And we hope to have more of those next year. And then we had our ISA drama competition. I haven't put photos of all of these up, partly because there was just so much to squeeze in. But it was wonderful to see the year 9s and the year 12s. And again, that kind of team spirit, the year 12 supporting the year 9s, the year 9s looking forward to watching the year 12s perform. We are waiting the results. We don't get those until sort of end of April, but we keep our fingers crossed for that, and both teams did us proud, and that's the main thing. They worked really hard on those, and they did themselves and us proud, so we look forward to those results. And then on to what's behind me is our Performing Arts Festival, which was just last week. So we had drama on the 12th, and then followed by 3 evenings of music, vocal, instrumental, and then piano and organ. And then we had dance just last weekend, 2 full days of dance. And as you can see from the pictures, and I could have had slides and slides worth because the amount of medals and trophies that were won, but I'm just going to kind of do a quick whiz through of those that won our trophies. If I did all the medals, we'd be here for weeks, but I'll do some of the trophies very quickly. So drama, we had Adjudicator's Choice to Millie Cheeseman, and she also won Best Monologue along with Isabel Hayden. Best Duologue went to Harry Dolan and Sophia Fitzpatrick, and then Millie Cheeseman and Isabel Hayden had the highest mark for drama, so they won the LVS Dramatist trophy. The music, we had some more trophies. Most promising vocalist went to Emily Zeitlin. Most promising instrumentalist to Amelia McCarthy Richardson in the junior school, who performed on the violin. Then Best Pianist Cup to Javin Lee. Adjudicator's Choice went to Shay Brighouse for his drum solo, and then LVS Musician for the highest mark went to Javin Lee as well for his piano. So again, some more great trophies there. And then finally on to dance. Most promising went to Michaela Tim. Best Novice Stage Solo for her musical theatre went to Eleanor Brown. Best Novice Acro went to Poppy Webb. And then our Best Novice Group went to our Senior Stage Group. And then the higher, we give a trophy for the highest mark across all of the disciplines. So this mark was a whopping 91 marks, and it was shared between somebody who won the dance trophy and to Javin Lee as well. So a brilliant well done. That's a huge mark to get, and competing against. We had 540 entries across the whole competition over the whole week, so a huge amount of people to compete against. So well done to everybody that took part. Again, it's not necessarily the winning, which is lovely to get a medal or a trophy, but it's that taking part and that experience and seeing the confidence of everyone growing on stage has been wonderful. So that's kind of almost ended our term, except for last night we had our GCSE and A-level music concert for all of our GCSE and A-level exam students to get that performance experience. And they did a stellar job yesterday performing their recital pieces brilliantly. And then we're on to next term, which is going to be almost as busy. We've got our year 3 and 4 production. They are working so hard. It's really lovely to see them. And we've also got our senior students coming down and helping. So we've got lots of year 8s, year 9s and our year 12s coming along and supporting in rehearsals. And they're such great role models for our younger ones, which is great to see. As well as our year 5 and 6 production, which some of them are helping in as well. So we've got both those productions to look forward to. Year 3 and 4 are performing a mystery at Magpie Manor. And then year 5 and 6 are performing Elizabeth, which has been written by Mr. Matthews and Mrs. Stearns. So great performances there. Tickets are going on sale for year 3 and 4 tonight, and then year 5 and 6 will follow. So that's our productions for this term. We're hosting the IS8 musical theatre competition. They've never had a live final, but we're hosting it for the first time here. So that should be fun. And we've got some other ISA music composition competition. I can't say that. That's really tricky. And Richmond Festival, another external. This is a drama and musical theatre one. So a letter will be coming out about those that we're inviting to take part in that. And then we have a performing arts marathon. If anyone wants to get involved, they're more than welcome to email me. We're hoping for, it was 8 hours last year. We're going to see if we can maybe push that a little bit this time, because we've got so many performances from across the year that we'd like to see people showcase. And obviously teachers and parents are welcome to come and get involved as well. So that would be great. And then we finish with a trip to Disneyland Paris and our performing arts dinner to end the year, which was such a fun event. It was the first time we held it last year. And we had karaoke and lots of dancing, and it's a really fun way to end and celebrate all of our achievements across the entire year. So that would be a great fun way to end, I think. That's it. That's us in a nutshell. I say a nutshell, it was quite a long one.
Wow. And you're still awake?
Just about.
And what are you doing this holiday?
I'm off to Wales for a week to see family.
Oh, that'd be
so
lovely.
Yeah, just a little bit of downtime.
But really
and
well
off to
done.
theatre a lot as well, actually.
Oh, what are you going to see?
Guys and Dolls, Mousetrap,
Yeah.
Frozen. So yeah, a few different things.
Yeah, brilliant. I saw Mousetrap in the summer, and I hadn't seen it since I was 16. And I couldn't remember the end,
No.
so I couldn't, and I never told anybody because I couldn't
Because
remember.
you couldn't remember it.
No, it was very good. No, highly recommend it. Really well done. But so thank you so much. You know, proud to be performing arts at LVS.
Yeah,
Ascot.
absolutely. So the talent that we've seen and
Yeah.
the team spirit has just makes you really proud. Not just of what they can perform,
Yeah.
but how they work together is just wonderful.
Really well done. You're such a star.
Thank you very much.
That's great. And then we're going to move on to sport with Mrs. Pearce. I think Mrs. Sport is this sport?
Mrs. Sport.
Mrs. Pearce is there for sport, I think. We seem to have frozen somewhere along the line. Are you there, Mrs. Pearce?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we may have we're going to keep going, even though we might have frozen.
Oh,
so
no, we're back. We're moving again.
we're moving again. Mrs. Pearce.
Yes, hello, good afternoon,
Yay.
everybody. I have to say that's absolutely fantastic from the performing arts. So well done, Jess, really good. So obviously for us, the infant and junior school have really enjoyed what has been quite a challenging term in games, with lots of netball, rugby, boys hockey and girls football to keep them on their toes. Year 5 and 6 made some extra rugby training through Premier Education, and it's definitely shown through their performance in fixtures and training. A special mention to our Year 4 rugby players who went undefeated in the fixtures, and the netball has gone from strength to strength with a number of competitive fixtures, and the girls football secured victories over Yateley Manor in all age groups. Next term from Mr. Lewin, we look forward to mixed cricket for fixture afternoons, and we will be hoping to get many athletes as possible to enter into the ISA National Athletics Finals after doing so well last year. There will be tennis and PE lessons and a tennis club on Monday after school, as well as Saturday morning cricket for Year 3 to 6. Moving on to the senior school, even though this has been a shorter term, we have continued to cram in lots. We started back in January with our pre-season football and netball, which was brilliantly attended by parents and pupils. There have been many highlights for the netball, with the under-14s playing brilliantly this season and have even played against schools in the year above, which shows the talent we have in that year group. LVS were delighted to have Peace from Surrey Sports Storm come in to school to do a masterclass for us on what was a very wet and windy morning. However, that did not stop our netballers. As well as this, the pupils enjoyed a trip to watch Peace in action for Surrey Storm, which was a very well-attended trip and it's enjoyed by all. We also welcomed back an ex-student, Charlotte Jennings-Evans, who plays for Bath University in Wales, who led a masterclass for our pupils. It really was great to have her back and see her in her element. It has been a very busy term for the football, and an outstanding achievement has been with our Year 7s, who beat St John's in Enfield in the ISFA semi-final. They go to West Brom Stadium in the final in May, and we do really hope to make a day of this as a school. The school enjoyed a trip to Tottenham versus Chelsea back in February, and it was brilliant to see Harry Kane, which pains me to say because I'm a Chelsea fan, walk past our pupils. We hosted the ISA Football Boys Festival this week, which saw our under-15 boys come third. Well done to them all. And it was also great to hear and see pictures of Harry from Year 7 being a mascot for West Ham, the team that he loves. Lots of hockey successes also for the boys and girls. Congratulations to the under-13 boys who came second in the plate final at the ISA Hockey at Lee Hockey Tennis Centre. What a great experience for them. And they did brilliantly, but unfortunately lost on penalty flicks. However, superb again from the under-13 boys who got all the way to the South Regional Hockey Tournament. And despite losing in the final, this places the boys second in the whole of Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, Hampshire and Oxfordshire. Well done to the under-13 girls hockey team again, who have won numerous tournaments in hockey this term, who won the plate competition in the Berkshire schools, who won the plate at the ISA, and also winning a hockey tournament with Tormead. Always a very cold event for the cross country, but that didn't stop Evan, Lola and Sophia taking part. Staying with the cross country, Millie in Year 6 and Sophia in Year 10 qualified for the ISA National Finals. And Millie took that 4.5-hour journey up to Wokesop and did the school proud. She came 14th out of 64 students in the ISA finals. Well done to all of those students. Our swimmers have enjoyed many galas for the juniors and seniors, and it was fantastic to see the progress that our pupils have shown in swimming. The junior school swimming is outstanding, so well done to Miss Macaulay. The basketball programme this term has seen many matches and successes against other schools, and our senior basketballers enjoyed once again a fantastic masterclass which was led by Teo, who plays for Surrey Scorchers. As well as our basketballers, the golfers have also had a few successes, and there will also be more golf in the summer for our juniors. On the academic side of for GCSE, they had an amazing time at Go Perform, where they undertook vigorous fitness challenges. And our highly able and scholars worked with bespoke conditioning in school and carried out many fitness tests. As part of our sports scholarship programme, in order to support our pupils, we will be investing in an app for our pupils to access as part of their training programme to support the training that they are already doing. This will also be available at a small cost to pupils who enjoy their sport, and maybe those that would like some support to push them forward even further. During Careers Week, the sports department organised 2 guest speakers to come along and speak with our pupils. We had Go Perform come to speak to our academic PE pupils, who gave valuable advice and insight to the various pathways you can follow within the sports and exercise industry. And the second guest speaker we had was a sports scholarship football programme who work within America, looking at our footballers and getting those who are interested to uptake that scholarship in America on a full-time football programme. Our LVS programme has seen all of our pupils across the school be involved, which is a fully inclusive sporting programme. And we're actually getting involved in another ISA, which is a new tournament, which is looking at equality, diversity and inclusivity. And we will be entering through a maximum, which is the maximum we can, enter 3 teams into this. So that's a really good inclusive sporting activity programme that we will be getting involved in in June. If you are a fan of London Irish in rugby team, then you may have noticed a young man who used to attend school here a number ago. Michael Dykes made a fantastic Premiership debut, and we continue to support Lewis Hall, who has been playing first team football for Chelsea yet again. Another pupil who was taught here at LVS. It's brilliant to see these and others achieving their dreams. We say goodbye to our sports prefects and thank Isabella Izod and Sedi for helping us along the way this year. They have done a superb job, and I'd like to thank them for their work. So I'm delighted to announce that the new sports prefects for the new academic year will be Lottie and Lorenzo, and they will be the next sports prefects, and I will enjoy working with them. Again, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Sedi and Bella. Lastly, I just have a few congratulations. Congratulations to Chloe in year 8, who was selected for the county relay swim team. Well done to Izzy, who's playing for the Prep Schools Lions football team against West Ham. Well done to Anna in year 8, who completed a masterclass by Ashley Mackenzie, who's a Commonwealth gold medalist. Evan, who came 3rd in the 350-metre Sport Hall Southeast Regional Finals. And it's really great to hear about a completely different sport such as ice skating. Okay, and those students have won many medals. They didn't want to be mentioned, so I won't say who they are, but we have 2 fantastic ice skaters who are achieving multiple gold and silver medals in their discipline. Okay, so well done to all of those students. Please do, whatever sport it is, continue to keep me updated, any of the sports department updated with any pupil achievements or just activities, whether it's a fun run, whether it's some fundraising, anything that's surrounding sport, please do let me know. And then obviously today we finish off with our house football and netball, which is in full swing out there before the quick downpour of rain. It's still going ahead, so may the best house win there. And then next term, we look forward to a number of different activities. We have obviously moving into the summer term, where lots of our academic staff saying, oh, you've got the best job in the summer. Not sure they say that in the winter, though. Maybe we need to test them. But we have obviously volleyball, tennis, cricket, and many more competitions and activities that we will continue to get involved in. Lastly, please do sign up to the activities that are on Evolve. I believe they go live this evening. So please get in there quickly to sign your child up to any of the activities across the whole school, not just sport, but all of the areas within the school. And I would like to thank the continued support of our pupils and parents, as well as the P department. And lastly, I wish you all a very happy Easter. Thank you very much.
Well done, Mrs. Pearce. Wow, another dynamic department. We're so lucky, aren't we?
I know.
We're so lucky to have you and your
so
amazing staff. So thank you so much for everything you do. It's just incredible.
Thank you.
Have a lovely Easter. Well, I'll see you later. It's 4 o'clock. I've just gone.
Already.
She missed that one. And we just said, this is an appropriate time, and I think we should have a running across the screen here. Breaking news, like they do on the TV. Mr. Cooper's actually saying, no more demands this term. No. Maybe next term. Well done to you as well. I'll tell you, Mr. Cooper is absolutely amazing.
He lives here.
He does live here, yeah. The amount of work that you do is absolutely outstanding. So thank you so much. And I know our Performing Arts Department and the rest of the school could not survive unless we didn't have the technical support from you. So big thumbs up to you, sir. And the breaking news is that the PTA and the Friends of the PTA, their spring fair raised £1,400, which is incredible, isn't it?
It's incredible, yeah.
It was amazing though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I can't believe they raised that much money in, well, it wasn't a short amount of time because there was a lot of preparation, but that's amazing.
It is, isn't it? And Sophie says, a huge thank you to everyone who helped on the day. Baked for the International Food Stall, absolutely incredible that was. Barbecued, well done Stuart for coming back. Alumni parents, once you're a parent, you're not allowed to leave, you see, you have to keep coming back, whether it's choir or PTA. People that served and decorated the sports hall in the street, and all those who donated the bottles. That was an incredible bottle tombola as well. And we had a winning tutor group. I think it was 8 Melbourne, was it?
Yep. And they had their breakfast this morning.
They had their waffle breakfast, which is lovely. The chocolate hampers and everyone who collated the items for the PTA. And finally, thank you to everyone who came and supported the event. It was really well turned out, wasn't it?
It's fantastic.
It was brilliant, really well organised as well. So thank you to the PTA as well. Okay, so Mrs. Joe's with us. Academic side of the school.
I'll try. See how long I last without my water. Okay. Okay, so it's been a really, really busy term again. It's gone so quickly. So we started off in February with our mocks, I think it was February. And during that time, the Year 11s, they all took their GCSE maths as well as their mocks. So what happens is every year our Year 11s cohort take their maths 6 months early, just to give them, you know, a taste of what it's like to sit in the exam hall for real. And but we usually get really good results, and this year our results were better than ever, and we had 87% of our Year 11 cohort pass their GCSE maths. Now some of them have continued on, and they're going to maybe take it again and improve on their grades. We've got other pupils who've already started their A-level maths work because they know they're going to continue on and take maths further. And also we've got another cohort of pupils who now know that they've got some extra time to revise for their other subjects. So we were really delighted with those results. The maths department every year on year, they pull it out of the bag. I mean, sometimes we've said, you know, should we do that this year, considering all of the time that the pupils had off, you know, a few years ago, but they continue on and they just say, well, it's good practice, and I'm really pleased. So that's going to happen again next year, but we're really, really proud of our Year 11s and their results.
And I think that 47% of the grades were the top grades.
Oh yeah, yes.
7 to 9. So in old money, that's 47% of the grades were A to A star.
Yeah, and that's the highest
just
ever
unbelievable.
there. Yeah, it's
incredible.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. There were a lot of happy faces on that day. So the mock exams, they were fine as well. You know, they woke a few people up and told them what they had to do. So much so, as we're going to repeat it, and for our poor year 11 and 13s, when they come straight back after the Easter holiday, they will be doing another very short set of mocks, okay? They're only going to do one paper each, but this will again just give them that final push and practice that they need before they start the exams for real. It'll get them focused over the Easter, not just revising one thing, but starting off that whole revision process, just in case they think that Easter is for downtime. Well, it is. They need to have a bit of downtime, but we need to make sure that they're focused and back ready for the start of term. So that's happening after Easter, straight back into the year 11 and 13 mocks, and a few days later, the practical live exams start as well. So we've got drama, then we've got art, then we've got the speaking exams, and then before we know it, the big maths and English, they'll start for the GCSEs. So we've got another couple of busy months ahead. In that time, we're also going to fit in the year 10 and 12 mocks, because it's really, really important that those coming into the exam years in September have that first practice of what is to come. So for the year 12s, it's that first look at, where they're at the moment, and it will be guiding their choices for university, and they'll start that process in September. And then for our year 10s, it's giving them the first real taste of what it's like to sit in the exam hall. Now, we've already prepared them all for it. I held an assembly with them last week. I think we scared them a bit with the rules and the regulations, but we need to get everybody knowing what it's like to go into that hall. And the reason why we start it now is because then when they come into year 11 and they have a few more practices as well, that they're not so daunted by everything, that they're well prepared and they know what to expect. So we're getting everybody ready for now. So the 10 and 12 exams, they start on the 26th of April. They do run over a few weeks, and that's because some of the live exams for the GCSEs and A-levels start as well. But, lessons continue as usual. They go back to lessons after exams. All of the pupils have been directed to their teams, on which they have all of the information that they need for their exams, the timetables, seating plans come on every day. So again, we're getting everybody ready for the real thing. Those in year 11 and 13, again, all the information they need for their exams are on their teams. So they need to just have a look at those. And for parents as well, you can have a look at your child's team and you can see the information. So for all of these exams, for those exam years, please be mindful that we don't send out revision lists, because basically pupils should be revising what they have learnt so far during the course. So it's a bit of everything really, but teachers will have guided them to what the exams are going to look like. But please have a look at your child's team. They will need to show you the work that is on there. And again, if you do then have any other questions, please do not hesitate to email the teachers, their subject teachers, or if you don't know who to ask, you can always email me for any questions.
Is it worth mentioning about study leave, or the fact we don't do study leave? Yeah. I
did speak to, so if we look at the exam years now, so for year 11, okay, we continue the timetabled lessons until the last day of term really. The last exams for GCSE finish about week 3 of June, and all of the year 11s, I did have an assembly with them this week and reminded them that they are expected to be in school until their last exam, okay, because lessons continue and teachers are there to help with revision and to do revision classes for their subjects and to guide and support them. Now, if your child would be better off to study at home and you feel they would they would be better to have exam leave. Even though we don't have official exam leave, you can request that on an individual case-by-case basis we look at the pupil. So you would need to send me an email, and I have given this information to the pupils and they know who to contact. They need to email in and request the exam leave. I've spoken to all of the Year 11 tutors, because we will go back to the Year 11 tutors as well and look at the individual and see whether we think that is the best course of revision for them. You know, we know who will be better off in school with the support that we have here. We know who will be better off at home, maybe using the time at home for focused revision. It will be a case-by-case basis, and we do want to make sure that everybody has the support that they need. For Year 11 and 13, we continue the revision clinics into next term. Okay, they continue at the times when they are at the moment. Again, I can send out a list of when these are. I know the maths department have already posted their new set of revision clinic times in the department as well. All departments are supporting the pupils at the moment. For those coming through as well into 10 and 12, with a lot of departments have started to offer clinics to support them as well. So there's still lots going on, lots and lots of support. And again, if you're not quite sure how it would work for your child and what would be the best for your child, do get in touch with us and we will advise you. Okay, so that's next term. So we'll have the Year 10 and 12 exams amongst all of the public exams, and they will take place in the hall or wherever your child may do their exams, because some of our pupils sit them in different parts of the school. But we're not going to forget our Key Stage 3, which is our Years 7 to 9, and so they will be sitting end of term assessments, and they will fall after the May break. And again, we'll send parents some information on what they look like. But they take place in class. Again, it's just focusing them on the work that they've done and starting that, you know, revision skills and that practice of sitting a time test. But nothing to worry about. We don't want to stress anybody out at this point. Okay, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to carry on before my voice breaks. Okay, so today, at the end of the day, the report grades will be published. So today it's just interim grades. We're actually going to publish reports for every year, so Years 7 to 13. We don't usually have reports for 11 and 13 at this point, but we thought it would be good to just give you an idea of where the pupils are at in 11 and 13, just so they can focus their revision a little bit more and on some areas where maybe they've got to put a little bit more work in there. So as with before, from Year 10, we have working at grades and target grades, and you will always find there's a difference between the two grades, because the target grade is where we expect them to be towards the end. So even in 11 and 13, if they're not quite there at the target grade yet, that's where they should be heading. Years 10 and 12, again, if your child is one grade off their target grade at this point, it's nothing to worry about. If we're worried about your child, we will be in contact with you. Further down the school, I am going Years 7 to 9. We publish working at grades, and then we've got some indicators of where we are and our expectations of where they are academically. But again, nothing to worry about. We will be having a few more parents' evenings next term for some of the years. So that's reports. And I think finally, can I mention the NC UK?
Yeah.
So we've got a really, really exciting new programme starting in September. We have been approved to run the NC UK International Foundation Programme. Now, this is something that is uniquely for our international pupils, and it's a one-year academic programme which is equivalent to A-levels, and it's recognised by over 200 universities, which is absolutely fabulous service for our pupils, because they can come here, they can spend a year, or if they need to improve their English, we've got a pre-A level programme as well. We're so excited about this programme. It is the gold standard of these international foundation programmes. It really puts us on the map. We're absolutely delighted that we've been approved to run this, and it's going to be a great thing for our international community, because maybe A levels or BTECs are not the right pathway for them going to university. So I'm looking forward to this one.
It's very exciting, isn't
yeah,
it?
It is, yes.
So well done to all the academic staff as well, and to you for running such a great academic department.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the end of term.
Oh yeah, I think
next
so.
term.
Your voice, you need to get your voice back
Yes,
for next term.
yeah,
But it's so
okay.
lovely to see you, and I'll
Thank you.
catch you in a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you
and we
later.
go over to Mrs. Robinson for charity.
Yes, good afternoon. Hopefully you can see and hear me. Hi, everybody. We've had it's been quite a short term in regard to weeks, but we've had quite a busy time. So just before half term, we responded as a school very quickly to the events taking place in Turkey and Syria with the earthquake, the devastation of that. And we very quickly put together a Mufti Day, which is probably the most simple way to quickly raise money. And we raised £1,212 in the senior school. I know the junior school raised in excess of £360 as well. So that was raised very quickly and able to be sent and put to good use. But since we've come back after that half term, we've had a very, very busy 5 weeks. There's been something each week. So we came back to a series of 3, what I've been calling a Sugar Rush Friday, because our house charities were back on the calendar, which I was so delighted about. And this time round, we merged 2 teams, 2 houses together on each of those Fridays. So the first one to hit the floor was Buchanan and Coburg. Buchanan very close to my heart, as I'm the IHM for them. And we were supporting cancer research and UNICEF. We had a lot of events going on, including Hamilton in our year 10, who did a sponsored head shave, which was very brave of him. He had quite a mop of hair pre-going into this, and he's still collecting sponsorship. So our final figure for that particular day is not quite there yet. I know he's still tracking down and chasing down those last people who sponsored him on his forms. But at the moment, we have a total of £1,938 and 2p, which is a phenomenal amount. So really, really pleased with that. And that money is going to be split between those 2 great charities. The following week, we had Kennington and Hart, and they were supporting Breast Cancer Now and the Turkey-Syria earthquake appeal. And they raised for a whole host of events, including cake sales and sweet sales and pizza sales, plus other fun events that they had going on. I think there was a Help I'm a Teacher, Get Me Out of Here that went on as well. So lots of things that the students could get involved in and go and see. They raised £861.71, which is going to split between those 2 great charities. And lastly, on our 3 Sugar Rush Fridays, we had Melbourne and Break. They were supporting Stand By Me and the Great Ormond Street Hospital. I know that they are still totting up final money on theirs, but they believe they are at least £911 that are going to be split between those 2 charities. So 3 brilliant weeks. Students got thoroughly involved, lots of good organisation, some fantastic leadership skills that came through from our students who said, no, I'm going to run this, I'm going to get this organised. So that was an amazing sum of money that we've raised in total for those 6 great charities. Now, last week, if the slide can change, we had the annual Red Nose Day for Comic Relief. Now, this used to be biannual, and now it's a yearly event. And so we hold a Mufti Day for this one. Now, because we'd had 3 weeks of lots of sugary events going on, we kept this one quite simple and just held it as a Mufti Day. And we raised £1,212 in the senior school. But I do know that the junior school had events going on, and Miss Izod spoke about that a little bit earlier on. So that was just a nice, quick event. Again, great cause which covers lots of important charities across our country and across the world. And if I can change the slide again. So this week we've had ourselves supporting Marie Curie, and this is all linked into the National Day of Reflection. So on Wednesday evening, or actually lunchtime as well, they did a short gig in our drama studio, and we're so lucky to have these great spaces that our students and our staff are able to take advantage of to put on performances. But we have Mr. Hartop, who joined us in January. He's my sidekick in design technology. He's also part of a two-piece band who have had singles out. They've had number ones out in Asia. They've played at Glastonbury. So these aren't just, playing in the bedroom kind of people. They're actually off to Brighton today, and they've got a huge concert gig going on down there. So they are very kindly offered as a fundraiser for Marie Curie as part of our National Day of Reflection to play a sorry, my battery just popped up. I thought my charger was in. 1 second. To play a gig in our theatre, which was ticketed, and we raised £196 and 39 pence for that event. And I know that those people who went to that particular concert, all the feedback I've had is how amazing it was. I know that the two guys involved in putting on the performance really enjoyed the acoustics in our theatre, and also the quality of the videoing that Mr. Kuba, our theatre technician, and was putting together for this. So they have come away really, really pleased with what they got out of it. But I know the students and staff who went to see this particular concert thought how amazing it was. Now, I have had a good chat to Mr. Hartop about this yesterday, and he is hoping that we will allow him back with his bandmate, which I'm sure we will, because he'd like to do this again. Hopefully now students are getting to know a little bit more about him. We can really increase the foot threshold for the next concert. But we're in talks. We'll see if we can secure him for another event. If we can change the slide again. Now, the other parts of the National Day of Reflection, we always try to put something together. Now, National Day of Reflection marked this year 3 years since we went into lockdown due to COVID. And the whole idea of the National Day of Reflection is to remember those people we lost through COVID over that time. And we're still losing people. COVID hasn't gone away. We've got it slightly more contained. But the art department, led by Miss Phillips with this wonderful idea, created an installation piece that's in our main school reception area. And these are little paper daffodils, which the students have been able to write things of what they're thankful for, or messages to perhaps people they've lost along the way. It's their own little personal messages that are folded into these paper daffodils. And these are being put together to create this wonderful mannequin display in our main reception area. So I'd like to really thank the art department for that. And that's mainly it from me. I've really enjoyed interviewing some Year 12 candidates who are going to be becoming one of those sort of days, a charity prefect next term, and that's Elsie Meluish. Looking forward to seeing what new ideas that she brings to our charity events.
Thank you, Mrs. Robinson. Thank you for everything you do. It's quite amazing, the amount of money, and it brings up so much community spirit as well. Well, now you can see we've never actually had this many people, I think, on an LVS Perspectives. So, Mr. Moore, looking pretty at the back there.
Very pretty.
Would you like to introduce our guests?
I'd like to introduce you to people who unfortunately will be leaving us soon, but they've been doing a fantastic job over the last year as the heads of school. And just as a very brief thing, I'll introduce you. We've got Mr. Eamon, who was our head boarder, Abs as head boy, and Gowrie, who was head girl. And this morning they had a little saying something in assembly, and perhaps Gowrie, how did you find your year as head girl?
I personally enjoyed it a lot, especially since all the students in LVS, they have such great ideas. And so it was amazing to act as a bridge between the students and the SMT, to represent their voices, which is what makes the school LVS. So I really enjoyed mingling with the students from both the lower years and the higher years, getting different perspectives and working with them, especially with the sixth form dinners, and growing close together and forming a team. So yeah.
It's really good. And Abs, you helped organise the fabulous sixth form dinner in October, didn't you?
Yeah,
Tell
we
us
did.
a little bit about that.
It was a Great Gatsby theme sixth form dinner beginning of the year. It's just something within our year group because we realised that we've been here for quite a long time, and we've never actually had a year group dinner. It's always been house dinners, so they really wanted one. So we spoke to Mr. Moore and Miss Westwood, and they allowed us to do it.
And it was brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Year 12 and 13 together.
Yeah, it's been a great year. It's been an honour to become a head boarder for LVS. Honestly, we've done quite a lot in the boarding. We've done a charity, we've done our dinners, Christmas dinner, Easter dinner just recently. And we also had an Easter egg hunt yesterday, which was a lot of fun, and I know all the boarders enjoyed it. But it's quite sad to be leaving this position, but, you know, I know the successor will do well, so yeah.
So while you've got the microphone there, tell us, what are you going to be doing this summer?
This summer I'm hoping to travel around Asia, just try experience new stuff for myself, and hopefully just enjoy myself, just stay away from studies, and I don't want to see no more books, no more anything. So yeah.
And what are you going to do in September?
September I'm hoping to go to university and study economics.
Oh, well done.
Good choice.
Abs, what does summer look like for you?
I'm going to focus on getting my driving license. Eventually I'll get some free time to do that, and maybe I'll get a job, work for a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
And then off to university?
Off to university, hopefully, to study law.
To law?
Yeah, study law.
Fantastic. And Gauri, summer, what are you doing this summer?
I'm going back to India,
Oh.
seeing my family, my friends, hanging out with them during the summer.
Good. And
Yes.
September?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I might reapply for medicine, so I might be taking a gap year and doing some work experience at hospitals.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Well done. I can tell you, and I said this in front of the whole school today, you've actually been really inspirational, the three of you. I think you've been the best heads of school that we've had in many, many years. And, we wish you every success in your exams. We're still here for you. You've still got your big President's Day speech to do. And we look forward to the Year 13 Leavers Ball at the Castle Hotel at the end of term as well. But really well done, and thank you. And well done, Mr. Moore, for, amazing team.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah,
They've
they
been
are.
real help. Really, genuinely superb.
Brilliant. Now, if we can put a slide on so it looks really professional, so that when we get the next people in, you don't see us actually all running around and scrabbling around. We will have our next people coming into the studio. So we're just going to put something on the screen so you can't see us running around. There we go. Right, quick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, and I think we're back now. That was a quick changeover. So we have two of our three new heads of school. Over to you, Mr. Moore.
New bosses, yeah. Jabari's not with us. He was the head boy, or will be the head boy. But we've got Abbas, who's the head boarder, and Angelina as head girl. So congratulations to you both. Tell us about the process how you got to be head girl.
There was a lot of different things. The first thing was posters. So the first part of campaigning was putting together different posters. So one of them I put on the policies that I want to introduce, and then the classic one with my face, and then also there were a lot of memes going around school. So that was quite a busy time. And then it was doing speeches in front of the school and getting around tutor groups and getting to know everyone and see what they wanted to see.
Fantastic, yeah. Because something to emphasise, it's an election. It's not an appointment, it's an election. So these two people put themselves up in front of 1,000 votes, really, and put their policies forward, and were prepared to stand up and face rejection as well, which, let's face it, a lot of other people did get rejected. And it's an incredibly brave thing to do at such an age. Really impressive. And Abbas, your process was very similar, wasn't it?
Yeah, my process was kind of difficult this time because I had to get quite a lot of the boys' vote, because there's a lot more boarders which are boys. And so what I did was just try and get a lot of posters done and post them around the boarding house. And that thankfully worked, Yeah. And I just talked to a lot of people and said I would bring change and everything. And
And when you
happened.
say change, what does that look like? They better not be burgers every day.
Nah, it won't be like that. What I mean by change is I just want the boarding community to feel more open to many people as well, and just try and advertise the boarding community more, and try to get the boarding community to get involved a lot, pretty much.
Brilliant. Yeah. And what are you going to bring to us next year, Angelina?
Well, on my policy posters, I put 3 main things. One of them was year group dinners. So, like Abs said just before, we had a sixth form dinner, which was year 12 and 13. But I was thinking, because we've got house dinners and you only really see your tutor group, it would be nice if we could have a year group dinner where you can see everyone from your year group. And then another thing was heads of school coming round to chat with tutor groups. Because when I went to see the little year 7s, they were talking about how scary we can seem, and I understand that we're a lot taller, but I was explaining we were them just a few years ago, so it'd be nice if we went round in morning tutor reg.
Brilliant, that's fantastic. Mr. Moore, anything else from you?
Well, I'm looking forward to the sixth form dinner again. I think we'll redo that, so you'll need to get a little committee together on that. And while Abs and Gowrie and Amon are here, it's probably a good idea to pick their brains on how they did those sorts of things. And they've got President's Day coming up. You'll have that next year. And it's just amazing how quickly the time goes. But I'm really delighted we've got you two guys on board, and Jabawi, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, well done. So before you move, we're going to put another slide up. Could we put the information evening one up, please? Okay, so as soon as that comes up, you can go. Okay. But not before, cause there we go. So we're just going to go up on the screen. Thank you.
Was it going? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and we're nearly at the end now, and we'll be looking to what the summer term brings, and I think we probably need to put that slide up so you don't see me, and I can read it at the same time as well. So we're at the point where we'll be going through our information evening so that parents can see what is expected in the following academic year. And these will all be online because they work better like that. They are recorded, they will be up on our Facebook page and also YouTube. So the new year 12, so it's any of our year 11s, internal and external, your session there is on the 27th of June, as you can see, followed by our pupils going from year 12 to year 13. It says year 3 there, that's year 13. And then again, year 7 to 8 on the 28th of June, followed by year 10 to 11 an hour later. And the same for our 9s going into 10 and our 8s going into 9. And don't worry, you're not expected to remember this. This will be recorded also, but we will send out individual letters to each group as well, to each year group. And then there's reference to the year 5 transition information evening again. That will be held in our marquee on the 4th of July. And that will include a presentation, talk and lunch starting at 11 a.m. But you will receive letters for your individual year groups when we come back from after the Easter holiday. And then the final slide for today, and this is the one that gives more details about everything that's going to be going on in the summer term. So the marquee will be going up again and be ready for the 1st of July. Now we've split some of our events this year to be on-site and some off-site, just to split the amount of busyness there is and the social season, as we call it. So our year 13 leavers party is at the Castle Hotel in Windsor this year. And at the same time, the year 6 ball will be in the marquee at 6:30 p.m. On Sunday, we have the LVS community lunch. Now, this is everybody, anyone who takes part in alumni, the WOW, the choir, PTA. We will have a celebration lunch on Sunday in the marquee at 12 p.m. and we will send out invites for that when we come back from the Easter holidays. On the 3rd of July, it's Principals Drinks once again in the marquee, and this will be for existing and new pupils as well. And as we did last year, Everyone will have coloured badges so that you can identify other parents in your year group, and that's especially nice for new parents coming in as well. And then on Monday the 3rd of July at the same time is the Year 11 ball, and as you can see that starts at 6:30 at the Castle Hotel. So I will be down in the High Street watching everybody arrive in their beautiful dresses and their lovely suits, looking absolutely wonderful, to wave them off goodbye, and then a quick dash back to Ascot for the Principal's Drinks party there as well. And hopefully those parents that are in Year 11 will be able to do the same as what I'm doing too. And then on the Tuesday, we have our new Year 7 will be coming in for their second transition day between 9 and 4. And on that day, our new Year 7 will meet their tutors, and they will know what houses they're in, and they will have a number of team building exercises. And then parents, you join us at 4:30 to 6:30. And during that session, we will be talking through more of the formalities, the more detail about what the following year looks like as well. There we go, the Year 5 transition event is also up there again on the Tuesday the 4th. And in the evening, the performing arts dinner is at 6:30 p.m. at the Castle Hotel, Windsor. And then going on to the very final slide now, we have on Wednesday the 5th of July, it's Celebration Day, 9 a.m. in the sports hall. And that will be followed by brunch in the marquee on site. And there is no festival this year. The festival was introduced during COVID when we were limited with the amount of things that we could do. But now we're going back to what it looked like before COVID. And so the children will be in for Celebration Day. And at the same time, Senior School Sports Day will start at 11 a.m. And so there will be some crossover. But the lovely thing about it is if you want to stay and watch the sports day, and especially if you've got children in the senior school, there will be free refreshments throughout the day, including afternoon tea as well. And then the other way round, on Wednesday the 5th, we have Sports Awards dinner at the Castle Hotel, and that starts at 6:30. And then on the very last day, we have the Infant and Junior School Sports Day at 9:30. President's Day will be now in the afternoon. We've moved it from late morning to the afternoon, and that will finish with afternoon tea in the marquee. So school finishes as soon as on that final day, school will finish as soon as all the activities are wound up. So once Sports Day's done, I'm sure Mr. Winter will be able to give you more details, but you'll be able to either take part in the President's Day celebration, join us for afternoon tea, or make your way home as well. So it's a really, really busy end of summer term, and it's not too far away, because when we come back, we'll be in the middle of April already. Now, do any of you have any questions? Because we've been going now for an hour and 20 minutes, and we are due to finish at 1 o'clock. But if you've got any questions at all, please send them through. I know that's an awful lot of information, and all of this will go on the school portal, will be on the calendars if it's not already there, and individual letters to different groups or different year groups will be sent out when we come back after the Easter holidays. So I think we've had a really good session. We've heard from all our departments. It's amazing what goes on in this school. It's really hard to keep up with it sometimes, but that's the dedication of our staff. And I think if you look at it in the national backdrop of where there are staff recruitment issues throughout the country, I mean, you're hearing horror stories in the news at the moment. You know, there aren't even specialist teachers in front of many of the children in this country. We are extremely lucky to have such talented and well-qualified staff, but not only just well-qualified, working with real commitment and enthusiasm to provide the very best for all the children here at LVS Ascot. So I'm going to sign off with our little, oh, hang on, no Performing Arts Awards there. Yes, there is. I must have missed that one off. I must have missed it off. It's on the day before, unless I didn't read it out. There we are. Tuesday the 4th of July, Performing Arts Dinner, 6:30 at the Castle Hotel. So it's going to be a bit of a week. So if you're into performing arts and sport and everything else, you've got one really busy week for socialising as well. So hopefully that will answer the question. Any more questions before we sign off? But I really hope you have a lovely holiday. It's a nice long one, and we look forward to seeing you next term. So as usual, I'm going to sign off by saying that I, as principal of the LVS Ascot School, I'm extremely proud to be LVS Ascot. Thank you. Have a lovely holiday.